Hello students, Jai Swaminarayan. I am Professor Urvish Mewada, HOD Electrical Department, Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology, Bhat, Gandhinagar. I am the subject matter of Power System 2, which is in the 5th semester Electrical Engineering, and GTU subject code of this subject is 3150911. Students, we are discussing the chapter number 3, Transmission Line Modeling and Performance, and this is the lecture number 9, and we are discussing today topic number 10. In last lecture we discussed about the power flow through the transmission line and the Faraday effect. So today we are going to discuss the transmission line, receiving and power circle diagram. So basically, what is power circle diagram? In transmission line, as we know that there are so many contingencies, and due to the transmission losses, we need to send more power, including the transmission losses. We need to calculate the transmission losses so that we can give specific amount of input power. Now receiving and power circle diagram describes all the parameters of transmission line, and we can calculate all the data related to the transmission system using transmission line, receiving and power circle diagram. So let us discuss how to draw the circle diagram. So mainly, to draw the circle diagram we have two methods. First is analytical methods and second one is graphical method. So analytical method is quite laborious, so graphical methods are more or most convenient or more suitable method for finding the performance of a transmission line. So analytical method generally we calculate, means it's a manual calculation, so it consumes more time and it is like a complex system. So we adopt this system graphical method to solve the to draw the receiving and power circle diagram of the transmission line. And in the graphical method or circle diagram, see, it is helpful for determine of say active power, reactive power, and power angle delta. So this is the most important factor, power angle delta. We need to maintain this power angle delta to maintain the sending end and receiving end ratio. Now the relation between sending end and receiving end voltage, that we already derived from the ABCD parameters. V as sending end voltage is A into VR plus B into IR, and sending end current IS is equal to C into VR plus D into IR. So this is the equation that we derived through the ABCD parameters of the transmission system. So this is the parameter, ABCD parameter, that we derived, means transmission line parameter. From that we brought this equation for the sending end voltage and the sending end current. Now where ABCD are the generalized constant from the transmission line. Now where in this Vs is the sending end voltage in above equation, and VR is the receiving end voltage, where Is is the sending end current, where Is is the sending end current and IR is the receiving end current. This is the typing mistake. IR is the receiving end current. Now by taking either VS, VR, IS or IR as a reference, this characteristics can be plotted. So we can take any of this as a reference to plot the characteristic and to plot the circle diagram of the transmission line. So these characteristics are nothing but it is called the representation or representing the circle. So hence this diagram is called the circle diagram. And basically a circle diagram is drawn by taking active power P as on the x-axis and the reactive power is on the y-axis. So when we draw the axis in the graph, we take x-axis as a active power and y-axis as a reactive power. So let us draw the circle diagram, receiving and power circle diagram. So for receiving and power circle diagram, generally drawn with receiving and true power component, as the true power is the horizontal coordinates, because we already discussed that P is active power, so it is a true power and it is taken as a reference, or we can say on the x-axis, and reactive power components as the vertical component. So as we already discussed that reactive power is taken shown on the y-axis. So power components as the vertical component is called the receiving end circle diagram. So from the equation Vs is equal to A into Vr plus B into IR. The IR means if we make subject IR, then it will become Vs by B minus A by B into Vr. Now as we know that Vs is at angle delta and B is at angle beta, and A is at angle alpha and B is at angle beta from the transmission line, power flow through the transmission line. These are the angles that we already described in the power flow through the transmission line. So these are the angle of respective components of the transmission system. So for sending end voltage we use delta component, or this is the power angle, and this is the B. For B is the angle is the beta, and A for the angle is alpha, and for the B is again angle is beta, and VR is taken as a reference because we are taking active power as a reference. So VR is at angle 0. Now if you solve the above terms, you will get Vs by B and delta minus beta, means whenever the division of the angle it will get subtracted. So delta minus beta and A by B, so VR into alpha minus beta. So here we take the conjugate of IR. IR is equal to Vs by B, and we just interchange the angle. So delta will replace with the beta, and beta is replaced with the delta. So beta minus delta, A by B VR, alpha is replaced with the beta and beta is replaced with the alpha. So this is the IR conjugate equation. Now we have the apparent power equation. SR is equal to PR plus JQR. We are drawing power circle diagram for the receiving end, that's why SR is the receiving end apparent power, PR is the receiving end active power, and QR is the receiving end reactive power. So from this we can write VR into IR conjugate. So just put the values of IR over here. So VR into Vs by B. So here VR is multiplied with Vs by B, beta minus delta, and ABR, here VR is multiplied with VR, so VR square beta minus alpha. Now VR into Vs by B is equal to, this will be cos alpha minus beta minus J sin alpha minus beta, but here this is the equation. So here the angle which is beta, so cos beta minus delta and plus J, because this term is the like active component and reactive component pair. So that's why we are taking cos component and sin component of both the angles. So cos when you solve this two, you will get in this equation in terms of cos beta minus delta plus J sin beta minus delta, and A by B VR square cos beta minus alpha and J sin beta minus alpha. Now here SR will become, SR is equal to VR into VSB cos beta minus delta minus A by B VR square cos beta minus delta, plus we put together the sin terms and cos terms. So plus J VR Vs by B sin beta minus delta minus A by B VR square sin beta minus delta. So just from the previous equation we put the values together, means cos components and the sin components we place together. So by separating real and imaginary parts, so PR is called as, this is the PR term, and QR, this is the QR term. So these two are the equation for the receiving and active power and receiving and reactive power. So this power components can be expressed as, say, PR plus, so this term we are taking this term and means moving this term over left hand side. So PR plus A by B VR square cos beta minus alpha is equal to VR into Vs by B cos beta minus delta, and QR A minus A by B will become plus because we are taking this term towards the left hand side. So QR plus A by B VR square sin beta minus alpha is equal to, this is the term which remains, VR into Vs by B sin beta minus delta. Now squaring these two terms from both the sides, so PR A by B VR square cos beta minus alpha square plus QR A by B VR square sin beta minus alpha. So this is the term like cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. So the remaining term is Vs square VR square B square cos square beta minus alpha sin square beta minus delta. So cos square beta minus delta and sin square beta minus delta will become 1. So output will be, means the residual term will be vs square vr square b square, and it is the equation of a circle. So the coordinates of center of the circle are, x coordinate is minus a by b vr square cos beta minus alpha from the equation, and y coordinates of the component is this is the cos term, because we are taking x axis as a active power or true power, and at the y axis we are taking the reactive power. So this is the sinusoidal term. So for the y axis the equation will become a by b vr square sin beta minus alpha, and the radius of the circle is vs into vr by b. So these are the coordinates from which we can construct the circle diagram for the receiving end powers, for the receiving end transmission, at the receiving end transmission line. Now to plot the circle diagram, first we need to take the center. So plot the center of the circle n on the suitable scale. So we take first of all n, and we take the suitable scale for the circle. Now from n, draw an arc of the circle with the calculated radius vr into vs. When we have these terms, means the data given, we put this data into this equation, and we will get the arc of the circle with the help of this formula or from the equation. So from the origin O, draw the load line OP. Over here you can see that in this diagram, from the OP is the load line. See, this is the line, and this is the center, and we are taking this n as a center, and this NP, when we join this NP, this will become, over here you can see that this from the origin O, draw a line OP inclined at phi r angle. So OP, over here you can see that the angle is phi r. So this is receiving and power factor angle. So this is the load factor angle phi r, at which we are drawing OP with the help of vs into vr by b, and just a minute, and this is the load factor angle with horizontal. Now let it cut the circle at P. So the circle which is cutting at the point P, then the receiving and true power and reactive power will be represented by OP and PQ. So OP and PQ represents this OP and PQ represent the real and reactive power components, means this is the true power, and this is the reactive power will be represented by OP. So this OP is reactive power, and this is the power which is just a minute. Yes, the true power, because we have taken x-axis as a true power. So OP is the true power and PQ is the reactive power, because this line is the parallel to this line. So that's why this PQ is the reactive power, and this OP is the true power or active power of the transmission system. So if voltages Vs and Vr are taken as a phase voltage, then a line to neutral voltage is in volts, because we are taking this terms in phase voltage. That's why the output is, say, volts. Then power indicated on the x-axis will be the VAR. So the power which is indicated on the x-axis while we solve Vs and Vr taking line to neutral, so it is taken as a per phase respectively. And for over here the second term which is which we can take that Vs and Vr, if we take as the line to line voltage, then the power indicated on the x-axis and y-axis will be VARS, means the reactive power of the transmission system, so VARs. And in case of the voltage Vs and Vr are taken from the line to line and in kV, then the power indicated will be in the megawatt and the MVAR. So these are the units of say VAR, uh, the true power, sorry, the apparent power. So if we take the Vs and Vr different, means face to face voltage, then it is indicated as as we discussed in the previous slide, that is VRS. And if we take this line to line, then that will be the VRS, and if we take it as a line to line, then that will be the MVR. So to determine the maximum power, a horizontal line is drawn from the center. So over here in the diagram you can see that the horizontal line which is drawn from the center, from the origin. So from the center of the circle, which is intersecting the vertical axis at the point L. So this is the vertical axis, and over here it is intersecting the point, sorry, this is the line we are in drawing. So this is intersecting at the L. This is the center from which we are drawing this line, and intersecting the arc of the circle diagram at M. The distance between LM represent the maximum power for the receiving end. So this is how we can plot the circle diagram for the transmission system, receiving and power transmission system. So for that we require three components. First of all, active power component, and the reactive power component, means x-axis component, y-axis component, and the center of the radius, so center of the circle. So from that three we can derive, or we can draw this circle diagram, and this all are the factors that we can calculate with the help of the receiving and power circle diagram. So if we need to more clear about the circle diagram, let us discuss the example related to this circle diagram. So in this, the data which is given is three-phase transmission line has a resistance per phase is of 5 ohm, and the inductive reactance of 15 ohm per phase, and determine the load which in the line will be supplying 132 kV. So this is the supplying voltage Vs, and power factor 0.8 lagging. So the sending end voltage is 140 kV. If a synchronous phase modifier is connected, so synchronous phase modifier basically improve the power factor in parallel with the load to improve the power factor 0.95 lagging. So we are increasing this power factor from 0.8 to 0.95 lagging. Determine the leading MVAR. So this is the term that we are going to derive, MVAR, supplied by the synchronous phase modifier, receiving and voltage, and load remain unchanged in this case. So let us discuss the circle diagram first. So let us discuss the solution of this example, and we are drawing the circle diagram for this. So as we know that we draw OP line at phi r angle, so cos phi r is equal to 0.8. So from that we can determine the phi r is equal to cos inverse of 0.8, so that will become 36.9 degree. And for short transmission line, the parameters that we derived, so A is equal to 1 and alpha is equal to 0 and B is equal to Z is equal to, so this are the R and this is the admittance value, so 5 square plus 15 square, so B is equal to or impedance is equal to 15.81 ohm. So from that, beta is equal to tan inverse of x by r. X is the reactance of the transmission system and r is the resistance of the transmission system per phase. So tan inverse of 15 by 5, so tan inverse 3 is equal to 17.1.6. so this is the beta angle. So for receiving and power circle diagram, the radius is Vs into Vr by B. So we are drawing this at receiving at load side, so VSL into VRL divided by B. So VSL, the value is given, that that is 132, and we are receiving an voltage that is given, that is 140, and B that we calculated from this, so B is 15.81. So radius of the circle will be 1168.8 MVA. Now horizontal coordinates, the equation that we derived from the previous theory, that is minus A by B V R square cos beta minus alpha. So we have all the values of A, B, V R square cos beta minus alpha. Then by putting this value, we get that horizontal coordinate is minus 347.8 megawatt. Now the vertical coordinates, so minus A by B V R square sin beta minus alpha. So 1 into 132 square, 15.81, sin beta minus alpha is 71.6. So this will be minus 1.045, so 1045 0.6 MVAR. Now suppose we take the scale, 1 centimeter is equal to 200 megawatt horizontally, and 1 centimeter is equal to 200 MVAR vertically. Then radius of the circle, so the radius of the circle that we derived over here is 1168.8, so it is divided by 200, so radius of the circle will be 5.85 centimeters. So from center N we are drawing this line is say 5.85 centimeter, and the horizontal coordinates is 347.8 divided by 200, so 1.74 centimeters. So over here from this origin to this point is 174 centimeter, 1.74 centimeter. And the vertical coordinate, that is that we derived 1045.6 divided by 200, so minus 5.23. So this is the minus 5.23. So from which we are drawing this line, and at angle phi r we are drawing the OP line, and this is the modified power factor, that is using the phase modifier. So this is the 18.2 modified phase angle. So we are drawing this load line OP dash, and from N we are drawing this arc which is intersecting at this points B, and this is the point C at which this line is intersecting the vertical line, and this is the Q. So from this we can determine all the parameters of the transmission system, and this is OP line is indicating this this is the load line at 0.8 power factor, and this is 0.19 power factor load line, and this are the angle that we derived from the given data. So for the horizontal component we taken the megawatt rating, because we are considering this line to line, that's why the output is in MVAR, that's why this is the megawatt and this is MVAR reactive component. So from the center N 5.23 vertical coordinates, and from the 1.75 for horizontal coordinates we are drawing this means axes, and from N we draw this arc that intersects this lines at this point. So these are the points B, C and Q. From we can calculate the data. So the circle diagram drawn in this figure, so from origin O draw the line OP inclined at angle cos inverse 0.8, say 36.9 degree, with horizontal cutting the circle at point B. So from point B draw a perpendicular BA on the horizontal axis. So from that, for power supplied at 0.8 power factor lagging, OA is equal to, the dimension of OA is 0.3, so it is multiplied with the power scale. So the power supplied is 60 megawatts. So now draw another line OP dash which is inclined at cos inverse 0.95, so that is 18.2 with the horizontal cutting vertical at C. So this is the point C at which this is the circle which is cutting over here, and OP dash is the line. So the total leading MVR supplied by the synchronous phase modifier is BC. So dimension of BC is 0.1 and it is multiplied with 200, so 200 MVAR. So the output of the phase modifier will be 1.35. This is the dimension of the output line. So 1.35 into 100 MVAR leading. So this amount of the power which is supplied by the phase modifier to to improve the power factor from 0.8 lagging to 0.95 lagging. So this is how we can improve the transmission line parameter and transmission line losses with the help of phase modifier. And if we need to calculate that data using receiving and power circle diagram, then we can use this method to derive the data. After this presentation, you have the assignment question is derive the steps for the steps to draw the receiving and power circle diagram. So students, in GTU, basically the steps of the circle diagram is the repeated theory in the GTU exam. Means there is no example asked for this particular theory, but means in the worst case we calculated the example, and you take that example as a reference to solve the example related to the receiving and power circle diagram. So related instructions for the assignment question is written below the assignment question. Please read it carefully, students, and you can take the snap of this slide. And if you have any doubt or any query related to this topic, so we can solve this doubts and queries in our doubt solving session, and try to remain present in the doubt solving session, so we can solve your doubts related to the topics of each and every subjects of your respective semesters. And if you have if you want to call me to solve your doubt, then feel free to call me anytime. And thank you very much, student. Thank you very much all. Jai Swaminarayan.